Noon the show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith. Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night. 'Cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie, and Monday, February the 24th. You believe March is coming, Odie?
We don't have but, 4 more days in this one? And then we're at March.
Yeah, now you got a microphone.
Hey, everybody thought it was one of those Chinese movies.
Yes, it was. Yeah, the Friday is the end of February. This is not a leap year. So Saturday will be March the 1st. It is flying by us.
Man.
3 months into 25. Ooh.
Already. Well, but you know, there's been an awful lot done in 1 month of an office.
It sure has. And it just keeps going and going and going. Some of those things we'll be talking about today of what has happened over the weekend, what we're expecting. Rumor is you went on a bidding. You went to the courthouse.
Went to the courthouse.
Big auction.
And Courthouse sold a bunch of stuff. My wife bought a bunch of stuff. She bought a bunch of church pews. So if y'all need a church
they're not
pew,
actually
let me know.
church. They were.
They look just like church pews.
But they are church pews.
You basically, that's the best way to describe them.
What are you going to do with them?
I'm going to keep a few, and the church is going to get a few. That's what I got them for, but I got more than what we have room for. So if you want one, call me, and I'll sell you one.
All right. And a lot of people use those nowadays to sit on their front porch.
Yeah, I'm going to keep one at our house. It's going to go on the back porch of them.
All right. Well, if you're interested in a pew, see Odie, since he's now the proud owner. Quite a few.
What
else did you buy?
Can't have enough of the metal folding chairs, so we bought like 45 of them.
Yeah, those metal folding chairs are
they not. You
family
have parties,
events.
You're always looking for a place to sit. And then Amy saw a shelf she wanted, so she bought it, a big, nice, solid wood bookshelf. Look, if they've got another one of these, y'all don't miss this. I'm telling you, do not miss this.
The desks were extremely nice that were sold, weren't they?
Oh, man. You talk about solid oak. Everything in there solid. I mean, these pews, solid oak. These are not just thrown up stuff. If you've ever been to the courtroom at the courthouse, I mean, you've sat in them. But these desks, I mean, were absolutely beautiful. And they were going for, I think the desk went, the whole entire desk, $300. The bookshelf that matched it was like $100. Another
so it was good prices.
That was probably, I'd say, a $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 set in still awesome shape that went for $500 for the set.
That's cheap, Odie.
You know, everything. So go down there. I bought some more stuff. One piece she bought it all. One piece that she bought, I got her to buy for to donate. So I just couldn't let the price go.
Well, I understand. Sometimes you just urged of got to have it. Now, I've never took part of an auction. I have never done that before.
Oh, I love them.
Raise your hand, or did you all do the wink thing?
Now you gotta, make a noise. Yep, yep, yep.
Like what's
like oh yep on thing, but when it's gonna come down to you might have 3 or 4 people, and raise your hand, let him know, and. Then it may be down to 2 of you. So he's just looking back and forth. Now, if somebody in the background wants to jump in, they need to make some noise. But
now, I've watched the Mecum auctions on the cars where they get very heated there by phone.
Yeah.
Yep. Prices go. But pretty neat there to own some history of Meridian there, the Lauderdale County Courthouse.
Yeah.
All items auctioned off over the weekend. They may have a few things left. I'm sure Bo could tell you.
Yeah, we were there for a while, and then we had to go get ready for the parade.
And that's why I missed it. I was getting ready for that. And boy,
but there's a few people there, and so if they've got another one, we'll find out. And you can't miss this. I mean, it was great. It really was.
Odie, early this morning, somewhere a little after 3 a.m., a fire alarm went off for, I believe, Cicalina, Bailey, and Martin Volunteer Fire Department. And this is what it was all about. It was a camper fire, and it was parked close to another mobile home. The person in it was able to get out, and the other home was okay.
Yep.
But I'm afraid the camper was a total loss.
It was a total loss.
But no loss of life. We're tickled over that.
Yep.
And I don't know the address of this. Someone from Newton County will have to fill me in. I do know that there was a large fire of a home last night in Newton County also. I just don't know where it was. I got word of the person who told me didn't know the address, just said there's a huge fire, a home's on fire.
Well, what road? Get us some kind of a road out there.
Yeah, so that's a few of the things that went on with the fire department over the weekend.
38 degrees in Iowa. Charles, I said, y'all, I think y'all went at the wrong time. Y'all supposed to be here in the winter and there in the summer. I think they got it backwards.
Yeah. Did you hear me talk about Dan Bonagino being appointed?
I read something yesterday on online about it and how everybody has backed this decision by cash.
Dan Bonagino will be the deputy director of the FBI. And I can't think of a better guy for this. I've watched him. He is a very common sense type guy of this is right, this is wrong, and he believes in the good Lord above. He has all the makings of a great leader. And I'm excited about that.
Oh, it's going to be, I believe, something that this country hasn't seen in a very, very long time. It's going to be where what our laws have written and what our laws say can and can't be done is going to be held. They're going to go back and look at who has mishandled positions in government.
How many times have you and I said when somebody gets away with something, you go, well, isn't there a law for that? And a lot of times there are, and it's just not enforced. And I think we have a group coming in.
I do too. This is going to be something, I'm not going to say her name, but y'all will know who it was, but her name is one that came up that had a regular job. Wasn't making an awful lot, but making it to go by. Didn't have a whole lot in savings. Won a seat, and when she got her seat, she actually had to borrow money to get an apartment. And now she is a multi-millionaire, $28 million or something like that over a 6-year period. And now the Doge is looking at investigating how someone can have a $200,000 a year job for 6 years that has to pay their expenses, just like you and I do.
Okay.
How do you make $28 million in 6 years in a position that you're in?
She knows more. What's that guy that gives that financial advice?
Dave Ramsey?
She knows more than he does.
Yeah.
She needs to put out some CDs.
I think she could rock him off.
$28 million in 6 years?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And so somewhere something was being padded is what they're wanting to suspect. And so Doge is going to start looking at not just her, everybody. What was your worth when you came in? What is your worth now, and how did you gain that? Because if it was done by you using your position as a elected government official,
I think a lot of these
start handling that.
And we can't prove this. This is just speculation. What I'm getting ready to say is a lot of times they will get information before anyone else on stocks, and that's called insider trading that Martha Stewart went to jail over.
And I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's a Republican, an independent, a liberal, a Democrat. If you took that kind of advantage of that position, you're not any good for the American people.
I agree.
Period. I don't care who you are. This is not a party line deal. This is a person deal. If you did that, You ought not serve for our country because you have not served the people. You have served yourself, and that's not what that position's for.
Chris said she's a long way from being a bartender. And I barely remember this because I didn't know who she was, but she done some music video, didn't she, on top of a building, if I remember correctly?
I don't know.
She was dancing. And
she's also being investigated because she put out a video telling these illegals how to escape.
That is wrong, and so is that radio station that gave explicit details of how to go around all this.
Yes.
It's time to pay the piper on this. You can't do things like that. We'll be right back. More Up and Coming with Scotty Ray. Odie is here. He's wearing blue, and he's ready for Blue Monday. J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp, trail riding, or just working on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
Don't forget, if you've got a garage door issue, Patrick Allen can come fix that for you. A lot of times the door that you bought, the house you buy has an issue there. They can come work on just about any type there. Give them a call. They'll help you out there. Don't forget, I noticed Odie writing frantically during that. If you've got a birthday.
Yeah, or an anniversary.
With that someone special.
Yeah, if they remember it.
I've got till November. I'm good.
Me too. Me, you, and Greg. We all waited till November, I reckon.
November. It was cold. So that's coming later this year. And this will be this will be my 35th coming up. Wow.
It's been my 4th.
Little babies is what we call that. Have you heard this so far this morning? I almost read it twice to make sure that it was the truth. MSNBC, which has that Rachel
Maddow.
And then Joy Reid. And let me show you her picture. This is Daily Mail reporting this. Here's a picture of her if you're not familiar with her. She's been fired. They have done away with her show. You know, she was one of the lead people on there. And to say that Trump did a little dance, maybe a
Snoopy dance?
He did a Snoopy dance there. He called them out and told them that it was the lowest ratings that he'd ever seen. Should have been done before. They
did have the lowest ratings you could have.
And he said that they should pay restitution. She was mentally obnoxious. He just went on and on. He talked about, I forget what the name was that he called the president of Comcast, who, you know, they're in charge of all that. He called them all out. But that network is declining, and most Americans have caught on to, it's not the whole truth and nothing but the truth is what it amounts to. You can hear one thing and it's said another, and you go, what? I didn't say that.
Yeah, that's not what was done. That was, that's why Trump, when he does these interviews, he brings in his own media team, and they record everything.
Smart.
Yes. And, of course, you know, he's won a lawsuit with ABC. I think he's still got a lawsuit with NBC and CBS, and he may have one, with MSNBC.
Yeah, it's a heap of them. And most are trying to settle this with him to go on.
Because he
was right.
ABC's already lost. They settled out of court.
And, you know, it all started with that kid years ago. And I remember watching that. The kid.
Martin.
And
in Florida?
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. It was an Indian fellow there, and he didn't say anything to the guy. And they tried to make it like he said something about the Indian fella.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about now. Yeah.
He was like a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And they really tried to mess up his life. I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he was wearing a Trump hat. And they went after that little fella. And it ended up he didn't do what they accused him of. And he won in court.
Was it him or was it another one that was dressed up at a Chiefs game as an Indian?
There was a different one. This guy just had on a T-shirt and a ball cap and was at the Capitol or something. But it is. And you're right. The country is so happy.
It all started by McDonald's.
You know, if you were to really, I think you got a point on that.
It's at 80 years old, if you don't know coffee's hot and you don't know where you don't need to hold it, that was your own fault. Your mom and daddy should have taught you coffee was hot.
You shouldn't have to write caution, this is hot, and you shouldn't be able to sue over that. If you can't handle your cup, go in and sit down.
But here's who I blame the most. One, our judges
that's the
allow
one.
This to come in and take time up in our court, and people go, why is our court system so backed up? Well, that's why. And number two, the attorneys for going out and saying, hey, look, come on.
Those
I
billboards.
can get you some money.
18-wheeler wreck.
Yeah.
Call now.
I've got the most. I'll get you what you deserve.
I really don't see how a 18-wheeler company even affords to be in business. Imagine how much cheaper it would be. Now, don't get me wrong. Are there incidents where someone is wrong? Yes, we all know that. But there's people that a scratch, a dent. Y'all know where we're going with this.
You're not hurt. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
I just...
And I see it daily with what I do of when ambulances are called and no one's really hurt. And you know what the game is. Just saying that.
These people who are making $400,000, I promise you don't want to go what they went through. Because they went through life-changing.
Yes.
They went through surgeries. They went through pain. They went through... Some of them deserve that. But just because you get bumped doesn't mean you're going to get $400,000 for it. But
makes everybody's insurance go up.
Yeah.
Odie, we need to address a very, very sad situation.
Man.
Jackson, Mississippi is where we're going, Hinds County. As we go here to talk about what happened last night, SWAT team was brought in. And this really reminds us of Meridian, Mississippi.
Not too long ago, a couple of years ago, and it's just a devastating situation for not just the family, but for the community. I mean, it's a terrible situation all the way around.
This was in the Terry community of the Jackson, Mississippi area where they responded to a domestic call. A deputy was killed last night. From what I understand, he was at the doorway when he was killed. And it still isn't, I don't think, released of who all in the home, of the injuries of what happened in there, but I think there could be some fatality there as well. I don't know that.
Man.
But everything is leaning toward that. The suspect, as we put this out last night, the suspect fled. As we would find out a little bit later on, this person would die from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Most likely knew that the police were closing in, and they were close.
Be sweet anyway.
Right. So that's what went on in Jackson, Mississippi. As we learned who it was, he was 37 years old, and that passed away with this. The sheriff's deputy. The
most dangerous situation that a law enforcement officer can be involved in is domestic violence.
That's right. I was looking for his name. I had it, and it just didn't show up there for whatever reason. Let me pull up his name here. The Hinds County Sheriff's Department has released a picture of him. And let's do this. He's 37 years old. This is the gentleman that lost his life last night.
And that's why I say we don't pay our officers enough money, because this man put his life on the line. The community cashed the check for what he said he would do for a living, and that was put his life on the line to protect his community. Those are the people who should be getting big money in their pocket. These are the ones who should get paid for what they do and put their life on, and his family, the prayers that they need right now.
Look how long he'd been employed.
9 months.
That's that was a hard call for the sheriff to make last night in Hinds County. This escalated very quickly. He was SWAT was deployed. He was shooting at officers that were on the scene as well. And at some point, he slipped out the back door or window and made an escape. And we got several reports after we put up that he was deceased of people telling me, "Look, I live within a few hundred feet, within a block of this. Are you sure?" And yes, I had people on the scene that were giving us details of what were going on, and it's just tragic. It's just tragic that an officer lost his life over some silly argument that should have never started, most likely. Now, I don't know when they will start releasing details of what was going on in the home, but y'all keep this family in your thoughts. A deputy in the line of duty there. That's the first in the state of Mississippi for this year, isn't it?
As far as I know, I don't recall any other officers, and that's one too many.
It is.
A death is too many. But
I agree with that.
That just goes to show that the respect for our law enforcement has diminished. No, there's bad apples and everything. I understand that. But for the most part, our law enforcement officers are out there to help us.
Now, I did not know this. Mary Lynn said that he had worked for Ridgeland before he came to Hinds County. So he did have experience. It's just a bad situation all the way around. You hate to even have to report things like that could happen. We lost over the weekend nationwide several officers. Florida lost 2, and there was another one somewhere else. It's just that thin blue line, as they say, who give their all. But keep this family. It's close to us. Hinds County is not that far from us. Keep them in mind as we find out more about this. We'll be right back.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church, and nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From bogs to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. And I want to be very clear about this as we get into this next story. Somewhere around 12:45 p.m. Saturday night, we were coming up on Sunday morning. That was Sunday morning. It was just after the stroke of midnight.
12 a.m.
Yeah, a.m. Did I say p.m.?
Yeah.
Man, straighten me out, Joe. It's early. It's early. 12:45 a.m. This was just as it crossed the stroke of midnight into Sunday morning, Saturday night. There was a report somebody was going down 22nd Avenue as you take a left to go to 8th Street, and they go, wait a minute, I heard a gunshot. Well, they called police, and police came to the area, and they would be directed back down toward Downtown Meridian, toward where the tunnel is. As police arrived on the scene, there was a large fight going on. And when I say large, it was large, Odie. They would get out. I think one person probably was tased, one or two people taken into custody. I don't have full details, but I do know that at least one person was taken into custody, and the event where they were renting was shut down. The business venue shut it down. They closed their doors, and that was over the Copeland Center. Whoever rented it, I don't even know what the event was, if it was a birthday party or whatever kind of get-together. But from there, we would learn that there really were gunshots. Ooh. I would go a little bit later on because we had been to El Norte, and I was passed out, and I missed my text about you need to be here.
We ate pretty good.
We did, and Barry was doing wheelies in his wheelchair, burning rubber, and showing us how it's really done.
I wonder if he did make it to Academy.
This is what I want to show you. This is what it looked like Sunday morning. And let me blow this up. I want you to be... There were 4 cars, Odie, that were struck with gunfire. This is one of them. We're going to hit play on this. And as you can see, here's a hole here. There's one here, right there in the fender. That is shot. And then we'll get over here to where one is hit here. Ooh. Now, total of 4 cars were hit. The other were not there on the scene. This one was major leaking oil.
They were.
Now, your expertise, would you say that's a 9 or a little bit bigger? What would you guess?
I'd probably say a 9 right off.
Right off in that. And as you come down through here, look at this. Again there, and it shot the tire out. Let me pause it right there. Look at that.
I tell you what.
Now,
man,
that tells us this was a drive-by or it was just random fire. Had anybody been standing anywhere downtown,
yeah,
Odie, they would have been struck. Yeah. It's a miracle no one was hit with this, but there were no injuries. Look at that. That's a close-up of that. Now, these, you can't take one of these back once it leaves the end. No. It's going somewhere. And fortunately, we can say it had nothing to do with Mardi Gras. Again, this was after midnight. All the festivities of Mardi Gras had ended by 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, or even earlier.
I think they were pretty much well done about 6:30.
Yeah. After the parade concluded, that was it.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer for this, but we do have crime in Meridian. Don't let anyone try to convince you that it's not. During these cold winter months, there's less activity, and if you'll notice, I don't make up stories. When there's not a lot posted, it's a little bit slower day. We report it as it happens, and it has been a few days where it's a little less going on, but it's still out there. The warmer it gets, the more people get out, and then there's more things that happen. Now, we've got some other things that we're going to show you here in just a moment that went on, but this was very fortunate that no one was hurt. And again, it had nothing to do with Mardi Gras. It was a private event. The event immediately closed the venue when this happened. Police were called to the scene. This went on for hours as they marked off, blocked the street to investigate. And this area right here, this is the tunnel where you go under the underpass, those subway.
Avenue, yeah.
On the backside there.
You know, somebody asked me over the weekend, said, why do y'all have so much bad news on the show? And I said, because there's more bad news than we got good news. Well, why don't you push out good news? I said, we do.
Absolutely. We show up.
We push out good news. But the fact is, when you've got activities like this that continue to go on a regular basis, this is the news that we have in our community.
Well, let me put it another way. It's like NASCAR. People watch NASCAR for wrecks. And you remember this type stuff more than the good. Now that you bring that up, you said something good. Let's talk about something good.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of those, here is a hero amongst us. Again, this is Fletcher McKee. He was over Newton at Jack's. And he was sitting there eating, and a guy walks up and grabs him on his shoulder. And he turned around, and the guy was choking. And he did the Heimlich remover and saved the guy's life. And the guy that was choking said that he saw the uniform, which made him go there because he knew that he would know how to do it. And that is an unsung hero there.
Man, that's great.
And we want to say, again, thank you to Fletcher McKee for doing the right thing. Good fellow. Let me show you his picture one more time there.
Yeah, y'all. If y'all see him, Buy him his lunch.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the race yesterday, but if I would have asked NASCAR, because I think they run, I don't keep up with them
I don't
anymore.
watch it anymore either.
But if you was to say, who was leading on lap 49? Could you say?
Nope.
But chances are, you could say, man, when did that big wreck happen? Oh, it was lap 82.
They stick out.
Right at turn 1. Everybody knows that. Yeah, your analogy there was pretty good.
We report what happens and when it happens, and it's all for your safety. Period.
If y'all want good news, let's take the city back over again, and we'll have some good news.
Yes, sir. If there's a cow on the road, we're going to tell you. If there's a pothole there, we're going to tell you about that.
Well, so
if there's
we've
a
seen
church
that.
meeting there, we're going to tell you about that.
And knowing what's going on. Why? Because you have gotten some grief over cows. If y'all have never hit a cow, or you've never been to the wreck scene of someone that did hit a cow and the injuries, or horse and the injuries, not just to the animal, but to the people who hit them, you'll have a better understanding of why putting out where livestock is in the middle of the road, so you are safe when you're headed down the road trying to get to your destination. You do not want to hit a livestock. They will not just damage your car, they can hurt you. It's great to put that information out so everybody can be safe trying to go through their daily lives.
Now, I need to talk about this a moment, and let me point the picture where this happened. Point Rexall, Poplar Springs Drive. You know where I'm at?
Yep.
I got reports of gunfire that a house was possibly shot there yesterday. And I put in the description of this possibly hit. We do know something was hit, and it was a puppy dog that was struck. The house was shot at. The dog was struck. And let me show you the picture here. This is the police on scene as we arrived there. And again, this is if you turn right where Point Rexall was and go to 25th Avenue. This is where this all happened. But a puppy dog was struck, and a veterinarian had to be called in, and I do not know the outcome of what happened in the end. But it's bad that a pup was struck. Supposedly, it was a person walking that did this. That's all we know. The suspect was never caught, ran off, and was gone. But why do this? I don't have an answer for you on that.
You know, we hear all the time businesses having cameras. We need to all have some cameras at the house.
Right.
That's how we can help law enforcement take our communities back.
Imagine if Nixon had had some.
Audio took him down. Imagine if he had the video to go with it. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Woo! Yeah, well, you know, talking about that, they found bugs, not the crawling kind, but audio bugs and all in Trump's office. They had to take everything out and scan it.
Folks, there is no telling what really the truth is behind the scenes of what's going on over the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Hanoi Jane made a speech this weekend. She is full of hate.
Well, she has been since the Vietnam War.
She won a Lifetime SAG Achievement Award, and she decided to spend her time on her acceptance speech running Trump down and saying all kinds of ugly things. Bless her heart. Yeah, she needs a little lift up prayer, y'all. She needs help. Hanoi Jane.
That's why I don't watch any of those award ceremonies.
That's all they are, is where they take their moment to run somebody down and try to.
Yeah. Get up, take your award, and say thank you for voting, or thank you for the opportunity to be in this movie,
votes,
or whatever else, and then, or thank you for my boyfriend or husband paying a few $1 million for me to buy this award. You know, give
Speaking of awards, coming up, we're going to talk about the Queen.
Oh, man.
That's right around the corner. We'll be right back. Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
Looking for a deal you can't pass up? Right now, drive off in a quality used car for just $299 down and only $299 a month here at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian. That's right, good reliable cars packed with features at a price you'll love. $299 down, $299 a month. Look, I'm not kidding. This is a real offer that our customers have taken advantage of for years now. Come see us today, Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. What's your plans today?
Just some work. I got a good bit down at the office to get done. Still got some paperwork to file and get that done.
I've been struggling. You ever have, you need to do something, you go, well, I'm going to do that tomorrow. After all, tomorrow is another day.
Yeah,
I got to quit that because the month is running out.
Yeah.
Whoops. Let's go take a walk back in history. Anybody remember watching The Godfather?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of you remember this guy also and I didn't particularly care for it because it was real dry and it just wasn't my kind of funny. But Fish, do you remember that detective show?
Well, I remember him in it, but I never did watch it.
Yeah, it was not my type of funny. But you'll remember this guy mostly there from The Godfather, Abe Vigoda. He had the name anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Bob. Let's go back. We got some more folks. And I missed a few. I got in a hurry putting this together. Josie Wales, the greatest Western, followed by Silverado, 310 to Yuma. But Josie Wales, to me, is just it's the Western. Josie Wales, the outlaw, Clint Eastwood couldn't have been better. And if you remember Captain Redlegs, there was a senator in the movie. He would also be in Animal House.
Animal House.
He would also be in Dirty Harry as the mayor.
I remember him in Dirty Harry, and I remember him in Animal House.
And his name was John Vernon. That's him in...
I'd have never guessed it.
Yeah, that's it. You remember him being under the tent?
Yeah.
When they all pledged allegiance, this is where it got bad. They pledged allegiance to the United States, and then they opened up a cannon on them.
Yep.
A Gatling gun. But that was from the outlaw Josie Wales. Wow. This picture here was from Animal House, the funniest comedy I think I ever saw as a teenager.
Well, at least he got his horse up there in his office.
Do you remember they cranked up and he flopped? The horse had a heart attack.
So they stuffed him.
That was really the humor in it was hilarious. Toga, toga, toga. You just couldn't beat it. I remember, and I'd like to watch this again because it's been so many years ago. I saw it as a kid. Anybody remember a movie called The Final Countdown? Do you remember?
Now that you say it, yeah.
And it was a guy that was in charge of a U.S. aircraft carrier, and he's floating in the ocean, and something weird happens. All the radio response are coming from World War II. And he's trying to figure out what's going on, and then he realizes he's back in time, and he's going up against Pearl Harbor, what's supposed to happen. But James, how do you pronounce that last name there?
Tarantino.
Yes, sir, him. He was in Dynasty, and he was also in Jesus of Nazareth. But he was the head guy there of along with Kirk Douglas.
Countdown. I have to go back and watch that
too. It's been years since I saw that. I'd like to see it again.
Yeah.
There was nobody quite like Red from that 70s show.
He had an attitude sometimes, didn't he?
He just point blank told it how it really was.
Yeah.
What was his Kitty? That was her name on the show.
Yep.
There she is. Her name is Deborah Jo Rupp. Rupp. It's her birthday today. And she always had that little whiny voice there. So
yes, she did.
Big happy birthday to her. She played other parts as well. We have to... Of all the country songs that have done in modern time, this could have been. It didn't make it as to the top 10 list of the best, but it should have been. Sammy Kershaw had a song called Yard Sale. It should have been. It really was country. But Sammy has a birthday today, Mr. Attitude himself. Born in Kaplan, Louisiana. No one cockier than little Sammy.
Wow.
Do you remember this guy from Titanic?
I do.
He was the guy that grabbed the baby and said, "This is my child. I got to get on a lifeboat," and cut women and children out from being on a boat because he took a seat.
Yeah, he did.
He was also in Twin Peaks and a few others. Back to the Future. I don't even remember him being in that.
Back to the Future. And he was in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Tombstone.
He just kind of blended in, and I didn't even notice him in those movies.
I didn't either.
So,
I wouldn't have noticed him there if he wasn't
such an arrogant person.
And playing the fiance of, what's her name?
Yeah.
Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, her real name was Kate, whatever.
Yeah.
One with the Hope Diamond there.
Yeah.
Made the lewd picture there on the boat there that she shouldn't have done. Her mama wouldn't have been proud of. It was a bad day in 1972 as it became official, as we would get the telegram, I think it was a telegram back then, from Graceland that, well, Elvis had separated. We can't go on together.
Yeah.
With suspicious. What a sad day for Graceland. And Elvis was never the same after that. It ruined him. Let's just tell the truth of what become of that.
Fall back on a lot of pills to help sleep. Wow.
1990.
Rose and Kate Winslet. But Rose was her name.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karina. Look at that.
Smart people.
Oh, we had Christy was coming in
Beverly.
with it, and everybody. Everybody but us.
Well, I can see these faces on these actors.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time because I haven't seen that many movies that made me go, whoo, boy, I got to watch that again.
That was, National Treasure was one of them.
That if it comes on, I got to watch it.
Yep.
Nicolas Cage is just incredible in most of those shows. Con Air, it goes on and on the list of things that he's good at.
I went to the movies and watched National Treasure. The next day, Charlene called and she was like,
Had a treasure map?
No, I wish. She said, I wanted to go see that. And I said, well, if you want to, I'll go back. I said, it was good enough. I'll go again. And we went and watched it again.
And there's certain movies that are that good to where you miss little things and you want to see what you missed.
Yeah.
I occasionally run up on those. There are not many in this life, but when you get a good one. We go back to 1990. Boy,
Sounds
this
like
has
your
been
cheese done slid off your cracker.
35 years ago. The final episode of Mama's Family aired.
Your elevator don't go all the way to the top.
She was kind of crude and rude, wasn't she?
She was to the point.
And that's Vicki Lawrence who played that part.
Yeah.
And if you didn't realize this, it had slipped my memory. She was the first person who recorded The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. At the night the lights went out.
Really?
Yeah. And then, of course, Reba would come along years later and re-record that. But it was Vicki Lawrence who recorded it first.
You know, when you've got, I will say that Fish, because didn't he, that detective show, didn't that come off of another show? But
this one?
No, Fish.
Yeah, Barney Miller, I think, which was pretty bad too.
And it was a flop. And then you've got some of these other shows that come off of another main show that don't make it. Well, Mama come off of
Carol Burnett.
And Mama made it.
Yes, she did.
Mama got some time there. And it was just fun.
Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley and even Mork and Mindy would come from Happy Days.
Yep.
And
let's never know.
Let's just don't talk about that final year of Happy Days where it got so bad.
Jump the shark.
Do you remember Webb Pierce? He was a country icon years and years ago. He had a car that was decorated with coins and pistols all down the side. It was a Pontiac. He was a big name back in the 60s. Webb Pierce passed away on this day in 1991.
He had him
Someone
a suit,
to remember
didn't he?
there. Oh, yeah. I've seen a few people down at Sam's Fashion pick up a few of those. Go by and get you one. They stick out. That's what you call a nudie suit.
A nudie suit.
And let me pull that back up where you can get you a good look at that. Porter Wagner wore them. Dwight Yoakam has worn them. And they still make them to this day. Every now and then you'll see somebody that gets a little rhinestone thrown on them. That's what it comes from. Remember her?
Yeah.
I had forgotten that Burt Reynolds had the hots for her. And they dated. It was serious for the longest. Diana Shore passed away on this day back in 94. She was a singer, and then she had the Dinah Shore Show.
Yeah.
And she did a lot of television appearances for Chevrolet. She was a spokesperson for them. But she was a household name back in the day. Now, I know you're thinking that's no Sally Field. And
no, not at all.
You're right. It's not. We'll leave it at that. It was today that she went tap, tap.
Wow, I remember when that happened.
And it's funny how in 1998 I can't find a clear picture of the situation.
Well, you know, that was the good cameras we had back then. We just barely got cell phones.
Sir Elton was knighted by the Queen at Buckingham Palace.
Wow.
And it is an honor. I don't care who you are to be knighted by the Queen. Not everybody gets that. And Elton John sure could sing. One of my childhood heroes. And when I tell you, I watched this. This was like Gunsmoke, and then this was the next thing that I had to see. Man, he'd ride that horse through New York City, and I thought, whoo, boy, look at him go. He was one of the best there was. Y'all remember watching this? McLeod. Dennis Weaver would pass away in 2006. He was from New Mexico, and he was sent on special agent to go help him out in New York City. Chief. He always did it the old Southern way of handling situations. I love that show. It was just good to me.
I forgot about that show.
Boy, I'm going to let you tell about this guy.
This guy right here, let me go ahead and say that he was a ladies' man.
He was.
He had a problem with just having one woman around. He had plenty. He was the owner of an apartment complex.
Yeah, later in life.
He was one of our fine Leos, but he could only keep the bullet in his pocket. The one and only Don Knotts.
Can you believe it was 2006 that we lost Barney?
Man.
2000 seems like yesterday to me.
Yeah.
But it is fast becoming years and years ago. That's what, 14 years ago?
14 years ago.
Don Knotts. What an actor. Really a huge part of what made the Andy Griffith Show.
Spent a lot of time on Matlock.
He did.
As Andy's neighbor, or Ben's neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made those cameo appearances. And I didn't even realize this guy had passed away. I watched Ghostbusters and I didn't catch on.
Yep. And this last one they did with his family that inherited his house and his land and all that. He showed up and did a computer animated of him in the film, so they didn't forget him.
And let me just get to the chase. That was all women that played in the new blockbuster.
Well,
was it any good?
No, I didn't watch that one because that was just. I don't like half of the people that's on there.
I didn't watch it at all. It just didn't. I watched the previews and I went, huh.
Yeah. No, there's one that Melissa. So I just can't stand a whole lot of what she's in. She's in some stuff and then I'll watch it, but her character in that I couldn't watch that.
And you know what else I couldn't force myself to do? And I know it's probably now old, but I ain't gonna watch it. No one can take the place of Farrah Fawcett. I refuse to watch the remake of Charlie's Angels. I ain't doing it.
I did watch it.
They didn't have Farrah hair.
And it was pretty good. Diaz is not bad.
She was no Farrah though, was she?
She was no Farrah.
She couldn't ride a skateboard, could she? She didn't have a poster, did she?
No, and she didn't braid her hair either. I'm sure she does have a poster.
I just may not want to see it.
She might have a centerfold or something.
See?
Something Farrah didn't do.
Yeah, exactly there. 7:48, Scotty Ray and Odie will be right back and tell you about a place that was almost robbed. They didn't get in. Close. They tried. We'll tell you all about it next.
Are you tired of your old car being a dud? Well, come into Kia Meridian where we're giving up to $3,000 over KBB for your trade-in. We have interest rates as low as 0.9% and up to $3,000 in rebates. Come in at the Kia Meridian and drive off in a new car and a new you for the new year. Come see us.
Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. As we mentioned, a place that was almost
just about
broken into over the weekend. They didn't make entry, but they sure got to give them an A for effort, didn't they?
They tried. I want to know if they waved at the camera.
As you'll look at this is the front door to Meridian Gun and Pawn, and they attempted to drive a vehicle through this. Now let's hit play here and just take a look at this of what they done, Odie. Couldn't get in there, but they sure tried.
They gave it its all. Wow.
And then, of course, the owners parked in front of it to where they couldn't retry that again. But, I mean, how thieves will go to any length not to work. And, again, this is, let me spin around here where you can see it. This is Highway 45 near the Coca-Cola plant is where this is and where this happened this weekend. Thieves try to get something for nothing. Fortunately, they didn't get away. I believe this to be a red Dodge truck involved with this. Hopefully, we'll get more information on that this week and get that out. And if you happen to see a Dodge truck that has some damage
there,
yeah, you might want to call the police. We were out last night, and we were in Marion as I went over. Let me slide over. I'm not going to play the video here. We're going to go over and just show you. This is the apartment complex. This second floor up here, Odie, is where everything was taking place last night. And the cause of the fire was an overload to the electrical system. A freezer blew the circuit, from what I'm understanding, and caused a spark. It was not a total. The fire departments got there in full force, and they were able to get it out. An apartment has damage, but no loss of life. A lot of good people were there, and I met a lot of people last night, and I'm glad they were A-OK. That was somewhere around 9:30, 10 o'clock last night.
And good job by Marion Northeast and Russell. They were there quick and got that took care of before it did get bad.
Now, we're going to let me jump over here to this because I mentioned we were going to talk about this, and I feel that we need to. And coming up Friday, this will be relived. Our very own, that girl was crowned the queen of the Mardi Gras parade. We were so happy.
We got pictures of her.
Yes, sir. We were here as we look at this, loading up, getting our float together. We went through it. Metro was there. They had their float. Let me go on down through here. Here's, it's that girl in the float.
Yeah, there she is.
Julia
You don't
Norman.
see her. She's in there, though.
Mike Castle, and here it is. I think we actually got video.
Yeah.
There she is in her chair.
There she is.
Somewhere here is video. Well, where did it go? Odie's here somewhere.
When I was walking, I wonder if that was before or after Rob run over my foot.
Y'all, we really did. We had an injury. Let me speed this up because Julia is coming right after the band. Here she
There
comes.
it is.
There's your queen, live from a dumpster.
For Greg has had the best time with this.
There she is. There she is. Julia. We never did get to see the whole outfit.
No.
But, man, what a time. That Mardi Gras parade was huge. If you did
really
not come,
was.
this is really starting to be a standard in Meridian, the Mardi Gras parade. I hope you can come next year.
It was a good time had by all. There was bouncy houses for the kids. There was people who had wares out to sell. King cakes was in the abundance. Even the crew of Barkus, that alligator. Look at that.
I love that on that pup.
Oh yeah, and they were taking them like champs. But this was a huge day and a great day. It was a good time. The weather was a hair nippy. It was not real cold.
That was my only
complaint. It definitely wasn't hot, but it was a jacket weather.
That's cute.
That is.
I had the sheriff dog. Oh, there he is. There's Delina and her dog. He has a badge on his head there. But I'm telling you, the pups were just absolutely gorgeous, and they done a fantastic job with all of that.
I don't know if they do a win the parade. I don't think they give out award stuff like it's just a Mardi Gras parade. Get in it and go. But it was fun. It really, really was.
Have you lost a friend?
No.
These are seen quite often on North Hill Street.
Yeah.
They eat somebody's grass over there, and they constantly make their way over to Kingdom Hall and to the car care place on top of the hill.
I think that's where they live, is the car care place.
To help with the grass.
Yeah, I think they're the lawnmowers.
And every now and then they bust loose and they break free.
Gotta go.
Now, I was out. This was early Saturday morning. Let's go here to I-20. Mile marker 168, 169. Wow. Let's go here. Here's Toom Suba as they arrived on scene. And what do we have, Odie? Whoop.
Ooh.
That didn't feel good.
No, that didn't feel good at all.
As you zoom in, that's it somehow or another smacked the rear end of a 18-wheeler. Flipped over. The guy was okay. I saw him climbing in trying to find stuff that he had to have out of the car before the wrecker got there.
Yeah.
And truck driver was okay. So, but that could have been so much worse there.
Man.
I-20 is where all that went down. So that was over the weekend as well. Man alive. What
$1,000 in prizes. I don't know. We did it for fun. We didn't do it to...
Did somebody give away money and we didn't know about it?
I guess so. In the parade, they said $1,000 in prizes. We need to check. We should have won something. We just wanted to have fun.
Okay, Odie. Do you remember watching the A-Team?
Of course.
Now, you know, they always had a beautiful woman to help, and some they were usually reporters, weren't they?
Yeah, that would call in and say, hey, we need help for so many people, for these people.
This is not, and I want to be clear about this, this is not making fun of anyone. This is merely to show you to be kind in life to others, no matter how you feel you're blessed when you're young and you think you're hot and you're gorgeous and that's going to last forever.
Yeah.
And don't be rude to people, because that ladder on the way down can be tough. And this lady has not been any of that. I'm just pointing out then and now. The A-Team. Let me pull up this picture. Do you remember her when she was on there?
Yeah, season
2, wasn't it?
That she got kicked off.
Yeah.
I think she was in 1.
And then she ended up getting replaced. But let me show you what she looks like now. It is nothing what she used to look like.
I'd have never guessed it.
And it's just showing you, and again, it's not poking fun at anyone, it's just we all age. There's nothing wrong with the way she looks now, but
no,
it's just not that 20-year-old that has the Budweiser swimsuit on.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that we've done that, just remember that no matter what in life, because you've seen the type, what I'm talking about, that you're not always what you are right now.
Chris, we talked, but we spent a good time talking about that shooting earlier in the show. That was a lot of cars hit and everything else. So you might have got up and went go get you a fresh cup of coffee.
Yeah, we did.
But we did spend some good time on that.
I need to look up something because I want to show you the definition of this, because I had to look it up. Why there's new words being developed every day. And this is, have you ever heard of this word, Odie?
No.
How do you say it?
Spornosexual?
Yeah. Anybody ever heard that word before? Spornosexual. And basically, what it is, after we done the Google lookup here, as you look this up, is somebody who likes taking selfies that are into sports, and they want to show off their muscles and do selfies on social media. Why don't they just say it's somebody that loves taking pictures of themselves?
Yeah, I mean, that's who comes up with this crap?
There's a better word for it than what I just said, but that's what it is. If somebody just likes taking, they think they're it.
Yeah.
And spornosexual. I thought it was some new gender that I didn't know about. And so that's why I quickly looked it up to translate to my old self to figure it out.
It recognizes young men who use their tuned bodies on social media as a means of feeling valuable in society. You should feel valuable for your knowledge or what you are doing in your community.
What have you done for your country lately?
What have you done for your country? Not for that.
Dude, it just that floored me of what that meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Can't fool me but once.
Yeah.
So
vanity, there you go. Vanity. Yeah.
That's another word for it there. And I'll quickly just say this. They have found another pharaoh. Did you know that?
Yes.
First time in 100 years.
Yes.
Now, I don't think the tomb was covered with gold like King Tut, but they did find another one there, and they're looking, two have been found, and they're looking for another one that possibly has more stuff in it.
Well, I mean, you can't tell all these tunnels and where they go, and you can't just go through there and start digging out without being cautious.
And they're learning more and more as they X-ray from these pyramids. All
LiDAR, yeah.
Boy, Odie. We'll be right back. As Odie, if you have not gotten your birthday in yet, make sure to do that. We're going to give
get them an anniversary.
Yeah, we got anniversaries and all that coming up next. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low-mileage cars and trucks. How about a Z71 2500 HD? Or maybe you're looking for the Ford F-150 with lots of leg room in it. Plenty of SUVs like the Explorer for the family. Or if you're looking for a gas saver to go back and forth to work, come by and see the mini cars like this Nissan.
The low-profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
You know, Odie, I think Arnold said it best what I was trying to describe.
Yeah, we call that conceited.
That's exactly what it is.
Arnold, you hit that on the head.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
What happened to being,
Egypt is a fascinating place, Terry. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's the history that lies in that place. Hurley, Mississippi, salute to y'all. I'm not sure if you've heard this or not, but the Pope is not doing well at all. Still not recovered. He's been in there, I think, about 10 days. And
he did take part of Mass yesterday, but I think that was from his hospital room.
Yeah. We'll see what becomes of it.
Yeah.
He's still just not doing the best that he could be there.
No.
So, anyway, when it comes time to buying a home, have y'all thought about this? We want to remind you, there's some good folks that are here with us here. Snowden & Company, you can visit them online there and look at this. When you go to their listings, it's as simple as this. You pop it up, homes come up. Here's one there for you on Poplar Springs Drive. Here's another one that's located on Brock Road. We've got one on here at North Hill Street. Plenty of room. Any size acreage, land that you're looking for, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. If you got a bunch of youngins, well, they can suit you with that. Amanda will simply work with you any way they can. That's a beautiful home there.
You know, do you want an apartment complex as an investment?
Do that also.
You can do that as well.
There's the number right there, 453-3937. Call them, and she'll help you out. Any of her fine agents there. Make it simple and, well, just painless when you buy a home or sell a home.
Yeah.
See them today. They'll help you out with all of that. All right, who we got having birthdays?
Man, look, we got some having birthdays. Marianne Jenkins, 89 years young today. Leanne Robinson, the big 5-0. Rex Gentry had a birthday Saturday.
Rex?
Yeah, my old brother-in-law there turned 67. Happy
I like
birthday.
a Rex. Now, they don't make them no finer.
No, they don't. Pam Keller had a birthday yesterday. Michael Jackson, now not the moonwalking Michael Jackson.
The computer.
The computer Michael Jackson. He had a birthday Saturday along with Chief Keith Doggett with Long Creek Volunteer Fire Department, who'll be here Thursday. So
I didn't realize
Keith
had a birthday.
Yeah, he did not tell me. Friday.
Slipped out.
Yeah. And then my old buddy, Tyler Shirley. I saw him at the parade Saturday. He didn't tell me that it was his birthday Saturday, Tyler. Gary Joyner's got a birthday today. Dakota Sudbury, 26 years young yesterday. And Lane Davis, 24, Saturday. So
everybody seems to try to, kind of forget, don't want to bring up those birthdays the older we get. But again, it's good to have one each year. I tell you another thing that we're real proud of, and that's Coca-Cola being one of our sponsors that take care of us here on the show. And if you want a cold, refreshing drink, right there.
You can't beat it.
No.
Mine's a Coke. I don't care if it's in a bottle or a cup, as long as it's cold. Scotty Ray likes the good glass bottle.
Had one last night, as a matter of fact.
Ooh, hit the spot.
My
wife loves the vanilla. Greg likes the diet. They've got something for everyone, and you're always helping two businesses. The store you bought it from and the local Coca-Cola Meridian. Man, great people, great sponsors. Love them to death.
Party and the whole gang there. And as we get ready to depart, each and every day we give you a little message there from up above. And you got one for us today?
Yeah, we got one.
Where are we going to?
Well, I didn't even get ready, but we're going to go right there, and we're going to pull this up. But, Janice, you said something about those pews. If you're interested, send me a message on Facebook, and I'll get with you. Okay. But today the good Lord's going to send us to Galatians 5:14. For the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one commandment: love your neighbor as yourself. Oh boy, does that not say anything? If we go through this world, this life, and treat each other, what is that? The golden rule? Do unto others as you have them do unto you. It's just like that commandment. Treat our neighbors like we want to be treated. Not only is it a good thing to do, but it's a commandment from God. But first, put Him in your life. Have Him come in and live with you through your day-to-day task. Y'all have a wonderful Monday. Friday's still coming. I don't care what day it is now. Wednesday's on its way.
Yep.
But until then, remember, one thing is true, and that is God's love, and our love for you as well. Y'all have a great day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.